Our culture is obsessed with simulation theory. We suspect that our reality is a calculated construction, but we often look for digital evidence where the architecture is actually biological and vast. Modern versions of this theory assume we are running on binary code in silicon processors. They treat our existence as a byproduct of a distant supercomputer. Yet, if we synthesize the reports of ancient cosmologists, modern psychedelic researchers, and physicists studying the early universe, a different map emerges. They describe a physical, breathing environment designed to facilitate life. This environment, the matrix, takes the physical shape of the universe itself. It is a structured enclosure built specifically to house and direct consciousness. In this model, human birth functions as a system entry or a login event. A formless consciousness is anchored into a dense physical avatar to navigate the local environment. This arrival often involves an immediate loss of memory. The name given to the first man in the Bible, Adam, shares its roots with the atom, the fundamental particle of the physical world. Both terms describe the same event, the spirit becoming bound to a singular material unit. Once the player is grounded, the system provides pre-written gameplay scripts. Family expectations, educational tracks, and financial roles function as distractions, ensuring the avatar remains focused on the social game rather than the system's architecture. If our world is a rendered dome or a staged theater, the hardware driving this reality must exist somewhere. Locating the server room of our reality requires us to look past our digital devices and study the mechanics of the sky. Ancient traditions describe the universe as a cosmic egg. This container is powered by a massive electromagnetic torus field, a circulating donut of energy that defines the limits of our world. This field maintains strict internal polarity. Blue shift represents creation at the apex, green marks the stable center, and red shift defines the base where energy dies. Every screen operates on this exact RGB code, replicating the cosmos's ancient electromagnetic polarity in our virtual simulations. Within this geocentric 3D model, Earth sits at the center of a nested system on a specific plane, surrounded by concentric energy rings. Moving outward means encountering protective boundary fields. These energetic perimeters separate the different planetary domains within the interface. High-level ancient civilizations were not merely recording stars. They were mapping the functional hardware of a cosmological matrix. Historic zodiac maps and Ptolemaic spheres reveal the spatial layout of this system. These nested orbits were understood as checkpoints consciousness must pass through. The stars and spheres provide timing infrastructure, regulating the flow of consciousness and determining how information enters the earthly realm. In such a tightly controlled and rendered environment, we have to consider the identity of the system administrators. Clinical research into extended state DMT shows that 94% of participants encounter identical, intelligent entities. These beings are reported as highly organized and often engaged with specific tasks. They appear to function as the native operators and maintenance programs of the interface. Altered states of consciousness provide a temporary bypass of the sensory rendering, allowing users to observe the operators managing the system from behind the veil. This cosmic shell is dynamic. It inhales and exhales over massive epochs known as yugas, creating a cycle of expansion and contraction that dictates the state of our consciousness. History records apocalyptic events when these cycles reach a turning point. These are moments where the shell becomes permeable, allowing for a metaphysical shift in the boundary. Modern data, like this Nimbus 7 Antarctic heat map, reveals atmospheric anomalies. We interpret the ozone hole as environmental damage, but cosmologically, this opening suggests the toroidal field is expanding, a shifting boundary layer allowing a broader influx of energy. The end of a world age represents an orchestrated interface update. The system is adjusting to a new phase of the cosmic cycle. The path out of this interface involves specific celestial waypoints. Ancient traditions across several cultures viewed the moon as the final station, the transfer portal for souls entering or departing the local matrix. Classical astronomers identified the constellations of Cancer and Capricorn as the soul gates. These were the designated coordinates for navigating the system's entry and exit points. Achieving awakening means developing frequency literacy. It is the process of tuning your avatar's oscillation to align with the harmonic pulse of the cosmic environment. Success in the cosmological matrix requires remembering your role as the player, independent of the avatar, in preparation for a conscious and deliberate logout.